By the way, in this latest budget bill, this is from the Associated Press, Boston. More than 1 out of every $5 of the $126 million Massachusetts is receiving in earmarks from a $410 billion federal spending package is going to help preserve the legacy of the Kennedys. The bill includes $5.8 million for the planning and design of a building to house a new Edward M. Kennedy Institute for the Senate. The funding may also help support an endowment for the institute. You know, I have to say something about this because we're all human beings of blood and flesh. I can't get Mary Jo Kopechne in that incident out of my mind when I hear his name. I just can't. And I'm sorry he's ill, and very ill. I'm sorry when anybody's ill other than our enemy, the terrorists. I like it when they're ill. But the point is, I can assure you that if that incident had occurred with any conservative or Republican, or frankly non-Kennedy, that would have been the end of his career, and nothing he could have done subsequent to that could have resurrected it. I'm just being honest. Am I allowed to be honest? Hey, don't say that. Excuse me. I don't wish ill on any of these people. I'm just saying that there is a fact of history in the case of Mary Jo Kopechne. And I'm not into the ticker tape mode. I don't wish anybody ill, but on the other hand, when you celebrate somebody's life and you ignore that, then you're not celebrating the truth. The bill also includes $22 million to expand facilities at the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum, $5 million more for a new gateway to the Boston Harbor Islands on the Rose Kennedy Greenway, a park system in downtown Boston named after Kennedy's mother and built on land opened up by the Big Dig. Goes on and on. Look, I also remember that we had a president named Ronald Reagan. And when the conservatives wanted to name a half a dozen or a dozen locations or monuments after him, the liberals went nuts. Okay, the one airport and that's it. We can't take any more. And then they give it the name, the Washington, D.C. National Ronald Reagan International Airport, whatever. They had to water it down. Meanwhile, we got the Kennedy Highway, the Kennedy Institute, the Kennedy and this and that and this. And this Reagan was a great president. And I remember all the talk at the time, too. Well, deifying the man? What is this? He was only a president. And yet all this stuff has slipped in by the D student, John D. Student Kerry. Not a word of objection. You can love the man and not support all this. And I'm not necessarily against some of it, if it's done through the proper appropriation methods. But you wait and see when the next Republican comes up to have something named after him or her. What do you mean? That guy stinks. We're not going to, hey, that guy's a jerk. We're not going to do that. Enough already. What, do you think he's a god? No monuments to Mary Jo Kopechne, except her headstone. Something to think about. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.